No name in my mouth because he's not.
Yeah.
The MC approach. That's what I'm going to call it from now on.
Pretty much.
The MC approach.
Live.
Let's see here. Hola, Plasty. I still don't know how Plasty puts out so many videos.
He's a hustler.
Yeah. I thought about it, and I wasn't trying to like stat track or anything. I was like, I wonder who puts out more videos, like him or D.
I watched his Doom video in Spanish. Even when I don't understand the language, Doom is still incredible.
Yeah. He said it's incredible in any language.
In any language.
CC ended up buying another one just based on that Plasty's video.
Yeah.
Doom and El Doom were both okay.
El Doom.
El Doom. Did he do the 3 rotation thing? I love it when he does that. He puts 3 figures on there and they rotate, but then he does one in the foreground. I asked him one time, I was like, can I use that for a video once? He's like, sure, go ahead. I was like, it looks so cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good crowd starting out. They're probably all here for the giveaway. Not
There's a giveaway?
Yeah. I think
giveaway page?
I'm giving away 300 Red Death Void Cadet Gomez.
Damn.
Well, I bought them all. So
you could retire on that.
Yeah. Thought you were gonna give away that PS5.
No,
like
that thing's been. Oh, so I didn't tell you about that, did I? So the reason why I started turning it on was because the Fire Stick broke. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the rewiring I was doing. And all of a sudden it started working one day, and I haven't turned that PlayStation on since. It's like, so it had a good run.
Yeah.
You have the most expensive streaming
poor guy
device in the land.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Expensive, but you're running a PS5 just to watch Netflix and Stars,
and Disney, and Hulu, and Peacock, and Max. So I'm getting my money's worth. Are you really getting your money's worth if you're paying more into the apps? You know?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, man.
They're getting us, man. You remember when all this stuff started and cable bills were like $150?
Yeah.
You're pretty much doing it now.
Yeah.
If you get all these streaming services. So it's like,
it's crazy.
They get you, man. I thought about getting Paramount because they've been hyping that stuff up a lot.
I've got that one.
They're streaming what just released on Paramount? The new Mission Impossible, I think, is on Paramount right now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet, so that'll be on my agenda for tomorrow.
Yeah, tell me if it's good. I heard it was. It's 2 parts though, right?
No, I think it's 1.
Is it the Dead Reckoning one, right?
Oh, you know what? I think maybe they've only released part 1 so far, though.
Yeah, they're doing 2 of them.
Because I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, Tom Cruise still has some run in him, you know.
It's pretty impressive.
He runs it every. Good crowd tonight. Good crowd. Nice start. Happy that everyone's here. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys carving out a little time to hang out with us. Should we timestamp this now, or do we want to talk about some stuff first?
Just timestamp this bad boy.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Something important slips out. Yeah.
Right. You guys ready to make content for the rest of the world? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna happen every week. All right, here we go. All right, hello everyone. My name is Paige. Welcome to episode 149 of the Hangout, where we give you positive insight into the world of collecting in a very chilled and relaxed atmosphere. I say we because I'm joined by 2 gentlemen that let me waterboard them with information and ideas and make collections. Try to make man, I messed it up. And try to make I messed it up now. I had it going. I shouldn't even break it. But yeah, 2 gentlemen. I've got some good names for you guys today. Are you guys ready? I know you'll key in on this one. So 2 gentlemen. I have Mr. Meet the Falkers, Michael Cory.
Yeah.
See, he understands the reference.
Yeah.
And
oh man,
Mr. Cory back to back Christopher. The two Corys. Thank you, guys. Yay.
Good to be
So-
back.
So do I call
Back to
you
back.
Carl Rove since you're waterboarding us?
Yes, yes. Hey, who's that old man behind you? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy late birthday, Sawyer.
Thank you.
I wasn't trying to give out his government birthday, so
It's
it would
25.
have been like, yeah.
25, yeah.
Well, he put his hair down. Now it's like 24. That chair's waiting for you, man. It's waiting. You're gonna be the fourth one. Only you, buddy.
As soon as his bedtime gets extended.
Now we'll push the show forward. To be like one of those hot take shows. It's like, shut up, Paige. What the hell you're talking about?
All right.
All right. So tonight's episode is properly titled. Well, you came up with the segment. You want to do it? You want to introduce
Go
it?
ahead, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Tonight's episode, I think we had two, but the one we decided to go with was For the Love of Money. No, what is it?
For the love or money?
For the Love or for Money. That is tonight's episode. And we'll expand on that in a little bit.
Yeah, ponder that for a moment.
Yeah. But how are you guys doing? Good? A lot of
Good,
stuff
man.
this week.
Good.
Do you guys have any plans for this weekend? Any
I heard there's
Merge
something
Universe
going
plans?
I heard there's something going on this weekend in our state. Little
Yeah.
gathering,
Yeah.
like a
I
LARPing
saw-
festival, or what was it?
LARPing, yeah.
Splunking event or something, but
Splunking.
there's a lot of
Splunking.
starships around here. God, did you see there? It's pretty much the whole Star Wars cast. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's
I
going to
saw,
be there.
Well,
Yeah.
Cece will be here then, because I saw Snakes on a Plane.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Coming to
I'm gonna try
America.
hit that. Yeah. I'm gonna try to hit that though this weekend, a couple of days, and probably meet up with some people.
Is he going to be there?
Who
Me.
are you gonna be there?
The
That would
other
be
me.
cool.
The other me.
No, he won't be there.
Oh, I thought he was.
No Sam Jack? Oh, man. Sam.
No, not they, man. They didn't really have a lot of people there. They had Anakin. I'm sorry, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor. I think a bunch of Giancarlo Esposito was supposed to be there. Gina Carlo. It's a bunch of them. All the voice actors. I don't remember all of them, but I mean, it's pretty much a lot of the cast is going to be there. Who are the other ones? Like, isn't MCU, you remember, right?
I'm pulling it up right now. You know what would be funny
Yeah.
though? If Sam Jackson was there and you had him autograph CC's picture, like to my biggest fan.
I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's going to be a madhouse, man. So
I'd love to
yeah,
meet
so-
that guy. I'd love to meet Sam Jackson. That'd be awesome.
Be cool to have dinner with him.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So
Ewan McGregor,
149. Hit the highlights. Don't hit the lowlights. Just a couple of name guys.
Drop some names. Gina
Yeah.
Carano, that's a good
Mhm.
one. Ashley Eckstein, she lives down here though, so
Yeah.
let's see.
Oh, come on. It's dead.
Alan
air. You
Tudyk.
got it. There you go.
Anthony Daniels.
See? Imagine how expensive that picture would be to have all of them all together. You know they're going to try to get them all together.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone from
stop, Sawyer.
Too much desert. Move on. All right.
Earl
Top
Morrison.
times.
Sorry, I'm going through the list. Mr. Emmanuel Page.
I
Senior
will be
episode
there. I'll have my
3.
own booth. Yeah. I have my own booth. All right. So TopCons for tonight. Like I said, we're trying to go through this a little bit quickly because there is a lot to talk about. Then also we have the giveaway. From any of you guys that have been with us for the last couple of weeks, we've been kind of gathering a bunch of these entries for these the Dr. Doom throne, graciously donated by the two Corys. Oh, yep, solo shot. I forgot.
I did bring one today. I came prepared.
Boom. So there are two thrones. You're gonna get either the resin throne that MZ has, and CC has the wood filament one, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And the last two, what will happen is you guys will duke it out for our entertainment, and you'll figure out who gets what. How about that? Right?
Indian leg
Sounds fair.
wrestle.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, but these two will be printed. Again, in case you're joining us, you don't know the rules with this. We've been gathering the entries. I have them all for the wheel. We'll spin it at the end of the show. I'm trying to exit out of that. That'll be at the end of the show. There are two. So the last two are the ones that will get them. And you guys can decide who gets what.
So what do you think? Last man picks his, and then man 2 gets what's left?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds really good. But we'll do that at the end. Oh, that was the other thing. This is a giveaway, but these gentlemen printed this up, and the only thing that they ask is that you pay for the shipping to wherever the address is going to be. So whoever wins, you're responsible for that. Oh yeah, resin, here it goes. Solo shot.
It's just mine's just not put together, so sorry, it's a new camera. And then,
Get Sawyer's hand in there.
I know, right?
Ooh, nice. Deedles. Looks good.
Big D.
All right. So that again, that'll be at the end of it. So the other top cons that we have for tonight is going to be news and notes. We're going to talk a little bit of course, Mezco, McFarlane, Bandai. I think I had Hasbro in here as well. I got two little topics to talk about. I had an interesting conversation with Ian, and he mentioned something about the seamless body, and he brought up some really good points. And so I figured we'd just kind of grab our sticks and beat that horse a little bit more.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm working it into the show. Watch. Then that main topic, CC has a great topic he wants to talk about tonight, so we'll do that. And then, like I said, at the end will be the Doctor Doom giveaway, throne giveaway. Anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. So I'll push forward. We already did the top cons. But before we kind of jump into the main stuff, let's do a little show foreplay, right?
Oh, it's got candy hearts even.
I know, right? I love these things,
Notes.
man. Yeah, chalky. Nice and chalky. So of course, I had to get my hair cut today, because the cons this weekend, and run around a bunch of errands and stuff, and wanted some pancake mix. So I had to go on a mission for that. But while I was out, stopped by the comic book store, and then also stopped by. Dun, 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 dun. Aren't these shelves supposed to be packed with Joes and everything else? That's what everybody was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where lines go to die.
Yeah. Not right now. Cupboards are bare, man. This is like probably 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I know everybody was saying, "Oh, they're always going to be there," and I think I saw one GI Joe. It was doesn't really matter, Tomax or Zaymont. They're both the same. Just one has a scar, one doesn't. And then, of course, I'm still not letting it go. I went to Marshall's to try to find John Morant or one of those NBA hoops that I couldn't find.
Yeah.
But look, nothing's there unless you like baby stuff. So, are we calling this the dry spell, or do you think this is going to come back?
Well, it'll probably come back next Christmas.
Oh yeah, probably so. What do you think, MC?
No, I haven't really been in stores lately, honestly. I've just been so busy. But my wife, she went to Target, and she said even Targets are kind of bare right now. She was looking for something for one of Sawyer's friends for birthday gift, and the action figures were very few and far between, I guess is the best word. She said there wasn't shit or words actually. So
I did see a Cobra Island trouble bubble at mine. Two people were fighting over it, and were they?
Put it in their basket to get it out of there. To get the stock up.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. Yeah, it's been kind of bare. I think I don't know if they took it out of mine, but I went to go look at you know, the NECA sections where they have Jada toys and stuff. I didn't see any. I didn't even see a SKU block for that. So I wonder if they got rid of it. I was like, oh no. But also, if we are a little bit tired, is because CC9 went back to back. MC was gonna join us, but he had some other things he had to do, more important things to do. And so
Missed that night.
So if you haven't had a chance, Ian, he is in the group. Ian Saunders, great photographer, and he's actually been kind of putting his reach out and helping people in the group, and he decided to expand on that a little bit more. And he started this new show series. It's called Fill the Frame. I lobbied to have him call it Take the Damn Shot, but he said no. Yeah, it was going to be this, it's branding, and you came up with that. And it was, you know, we were like, okay, yeah, whatever. But he was very gracious enough to have me come on with him. So we can go through some stuff, and it's a great learning experience. And then CC also came on, got in there, and a lot of pressure. Handled it very well. Very well.
A lot
What'd
of
you
fun,
think?
man.
What'd you think? He's not in here, so we can talk.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think? Your first experience?
You know what? I learned as much about photography during that hour and 45 minutes than the last couple years I've been working on this stuff. In all honesty, I mean, I really did. I really feel like, I learned some things, and, I guess it kind of gave me a little bit more of a structure, if you will, for future projects and a different approach. So I'm really looking forward to my next shot and seeing what I do with it. Yeah,
that when we started, I still wish that I didn't think about it, but I wish we would have taken a photo when you started and that end shot. You could just tell there was a big difference. And I actually started watching some of it again because that episode is just it was just a flood of information. Not overwhelming, but it's just like you're trying to catch everything.
Yeah. And
so if you get a chance, it's one of those videos that you could probably watch 2 or 3 times and still pick up a lot of stuff. He covers a lot of material, and from my understanding, this is going to be an ongoing series. He'll have different photographers on there with different skill levels. So some will be beginners, and then he's also going to have some that are very experienced, and it'll be like this big free flowing of information. And so you're going to be able to learn a lot. I'm not trying to shoot myself in the foot. I don't know if anybody else is doing this format. I haven't seen it, so it's really original. What he does is he was actually guiding CC through his own process. So it's not like do this. He was having him just go through his process, working through it in real time. So if you get a chance, make sure you check that out. It's going to be an ongoing series. I think the next victim is below. That's you. You're next. It's going to be fun.
I signed an NDA. I can't. He has very strict rules. Not allowed to talk about much right now. So.
Oh, NDA? You signed an NDA?
Yeah. I had to sign an NDA about.
Yeah.
Well, great show. I didn't put it. It didn't complete yet, but I'll make sure I put a link to that episode in there. Just go ahead and check that out if you get a chance. A lot of information. Ian, good job, man.
Great job.
MC, I thought about you when I saw this.
The legend.
Yeah. He's so petty. He's funny though. Champagne Poppy. So on to news and notes. Look at all that. I wish I had that right now, to be honest with you.
I know who'd be coming for it.
That's Drake. That's the other photo of Drake right there. You can't see him.
Yeah, it's his bathtub. Probably bathing, naked and stuff. I shouldn't be talking about Drake naked. Anyway, so I don't follow this line exclusively. You know, I know we talk about it every once in a while, and I guess I'm probably late with this observation. But does McFarlane put out figures like every week?
Man, I swear he does.
With a Batman, every wave, a new Batman.
I can't remember. He did. Yeah, he did do this one. He did the.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to.
Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. Can't say he's not consistent. But look at that. So some of these went up for pre-order today.
Should be on shelves in about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I know there's a rumor about the markup coming for these. I was wondering if this was it right here, where because he held the line for so long.
Yeah. This one, I guess this is an Amazon exclusive. It's $29.99. So that's more than what he usually does, right? I saw a couple people talking about this, like the higher price point.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you sold out. You sold out. It's like, dude, come on, man. If that was the case, we'd still be paying Toy Biz prices for Marvel Legends right now. Everybody's going to be raising their prices. It's
right.
Inflation. But yeah, I guess Todd is sold out and he's had to raise his prices. I mean, but I guess he has these 3 coming out. Some of them are for pre-order. I saw one. I guess it was a spoiler for the Aquaman 2 movie. But I saw that in there. They just been kind of hanging out.
Which one was it?
Am I going to spoil the movie if I say it? Look like
I don't think anybody that doesn't want to watch it. You know, I think anybody that wanted to see it's already seen it. That's why it's already out on video. So
I was going to say it's not in theaters anymore, is it? It didn't last long.
It's on demand right now.
Yeah.
I saw it like on Vudu.
We saw it in the theater. There's
Was
not
it
a lot of
good or
improvement. Watch it if you have a subscription that gives it to you for free. Would be my recommendation.
To Max.
Yeah, Max or TNT. You know, they know drama.
Yeah. Wait, so how much screen time does Amber Heard have?
So this is like me cheating because I actually just heard this the other day. 11 minutes. And
11 total minutes?
I think they said 11 minutes, and she has, I think they said like 17 lines of dialogue or something crazy low like that.
So how much did she make per line?
You mean how much does Johnny Depp make per line?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She just passed the check over to him.
Yeah. She signed the back and handed it over.
Did her performance add any value to the movie, or did you go, man, I wish she had more lines or more action sequences?
How can I talk about this without spoiling it?
You would just say
she's not missed.
Impact. If you took her out of that role, that character in any of the situation, it didn't have any impact on the movie.
There was just a little bit that she kind of impacted the movie, but that was it.
That was it.
It's so hard for me to say something without spoiling it. And I'm a big fan of Mira, the character. My dog is actually named after her. So like,
would you have rather had Emily Clark play her?
Ooh.
Well, that's what they said they were going to do. They were going to put Emily Clark in there. Emily
Clark is a cinnamon muffin.
I was just basing off of her resume.
I'll take that.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's all those rumors and all that talk. You know, like Jason Momoa and her got into fights off screen, and she was cut because of. You know, it's just so much stuff, and it was no one's going to go see it. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's like, go ahead. No one's going to see it. I don't have to put. I don't need to put this up, right?
There we go. Am I free to talk about it? Like, just so we're clear, everybody close their ears. It doesn't want to. So the big premise of the story, like, it loosely follows where Aquaman's son was kidnapped by Black Manta, And at the beginning of the movie, there's an assault. She gets injured. She goes into some healing oyster, and you don't see her again for a while until the end of the movie. Well, Aquaman teams up with his brother to take down Black Man. Exactly, you're correct there. But it's very limited what she does, and he's like, "Don't you hurt my wife," Jason Momoa, bro. And I enjoyed the first one. I thought the first one was really fun, honestly.
I did too.
So it was just it felt like the movie didn't know what direction it was going to take, like campy, serious. It was just like kind of bouncing back and forth, and it was just. But no, she did not make or break the movie by no means. So she's kind of like has about as much screen time as what's his name, Dolph Lundgren. He's in it. He's her father. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I honestly just want to see it for Black Manta, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Black Manta is pretty badass. So I like that actor. I like that character. So
yeah, sounds like the equivalent of Mrs. Freeze in the Batman movie. Yeah, that shit. Or the other one that he had, like the two vixens.
Yeah. So.
Oh well, we'll watch it on
Watch it on
TV.
your streaming service, and you guys are like, that bastard spoiled this. Now I don't need to watch it.
Well, since we're talking about the DC, is it the Dead Cinematic Universe? I guess.
You did.
Bandai decided to put this out. When I saw this, the first thing I thought of was what we talked about before. Like, is there a time when it's just it's not good to put out I know this is probably in development for such a long time.
Yeah.
But I wonder with everything that's going on with him and then the movies and stuff like that, and then they're kind of just going in a different direction. I wonder if there's ever a time when like a company just goes, you know what, let's scrap this idea. Not saying that this is bad. There's probably somebody out there that wants this figure. Probably.
That's what he's hoping.
Yeah. So. Yeah. The figure is good. The heck, it's not a good person. Yeah, that's another thing too. It's like there's some things attached to it. But anyway, we glazed over that one. So Hasbro. I saw this. This is a post from Dan Yoon. He put this up February 1st. The second wave, X-Men 97 is coming out.
Who's the character on the far right?
I have no idea. I will show my mutant ignorance and say that I only know 3 of the characters.
So you have Magneto, Jean Grey, Cyclops, the Goblin Queen.
Show off.
I don't know who that is.
Maybe the chat knows. The person on the right.
Can you zoom in on it a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
It's
Here
got
you
like
go.
a rifle.
Zoom in and enhance.
It's a Fortnite figure. I don't know who that is.
It does look like a Fortnite gun.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm hoping somebody in the chat can save. Who said Nightcrawler? I even know that's not Nightcrawler.
It's middle,
this
buddy.
guy. Is it Nightcrawler? And it just
No, that's not Nightcrawler.
Somebody said Executioner? Black Knight? There's a lot of questions about it. I can't believe there's no Marvel Legend nerds in here ready to just. So see, now I don't feel as bad because I don't know who this is, and half the chat doesn't. Yeah.
I really don't recognize that one at all.
Yeah.
And this is from the 97 X-Men line?
Yes, this is the 97 Wave 2. So
it must be like a reboot because I don't remember him from 97, and I don't remember that.
Somebody's gotta know. I know somebody knows in here.
I'm looking at his tweet right now to see if anybody gave it away.
Mario said Executioner is 100%. So it's Executioner. Okay.
It's official if Mario said it.
Wow. Well, now I need his origin story. Who the hell is the Executioner?
Exactly. That's what I like about like not knowing
See like
anything
a
about
reaver or
characters.
something?
Interesting.
To be fair, sir, you did put a question mark on there.
Yeah, I was like, he's asking us, executioner.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take it seriously, because there was a question mark on it. It has to be more of a pungent statement.
Yeah.
This is this character.
Exclamation mark. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what he meant to put.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you. Also.
Definitely
Because he
execution.
hadn't zoomed in yet. Oh, here we go. A mercenary specialist high-tech homemade tactical gear. Carl Denty. Thank you, Adam, for typing all of that out.
That's impressive.
Yeah, no. He is determined to make mutants pay for their perceived wrongdoings towards humankind. Cool. Well, you learn something new every day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I messed up Molotov's thing because I zoomed in and zoomed out, so I shouldn't have done that. My fault. But there he is, your executioner.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm good. I know, I figured you did. I was being a little sarcastic, but thankful that you did that because none of us really knew anything about it. Oh, someone just sent
When
me
is this cartoon premiering? Does anybody know yet? Do we have a date?
No, I saw like some bits and pieces of it. It looked pretty cool.
I like the original. Who didn't?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
That guitar riff to start it off with techno guitar.
Oh, all right. New company on the map. I will also cop to my X-Men dollars running around 98 to 99. Yeah, when I was in high school, my friend claimed Marvel, and so I was collecting DC. I was fine with that, but he was like, "Yeah, you don't do anything. You don't collect any of that stuff." I said, "Yeah, whatever." So I never really got into it. I would sneak Wolverine comics and Punisher stuff, but X-Men, he had that locked down. Because we used to, it was like a little. It was the what was that club that Pam had? The Finer Things Club, only with comics. We used to sit there. I was like, he would tell me about like what the X-Men were doing, stuff like that, and tell me like Detective Comic stuff. So yeah, I kind of missed out on that. Have you guys heard of this company, Mezco? Yeah. Well, they did a couple things.
Tell
Like
us more.
third party.
Yeah. Yeah. So for context, I know we already talked about this, but this all comes together. So they did charge. MC, you said you had charging problems, right? You
Did I think it's because my bank, I don't know, they two charges same time from same company, so they rejected it. So I just literally switched it. I made one on my credit card. It's because it's like one of the few times that I didn't pay for everything up front, and I get hit with them both on the same day. So I switched one to my credit card, and the other one I just kept in my bank, and it was charged the next day. Shout out to the page of toys,
on the Book of Faces.
Yeah. that guy who told us how to do that. Can't remember his name. There's somebody out there that made some video about when you run across these problems. Some guy. I don't know.
I still catch flack on that, man. I have people message me and go, that junk doesn't work.
Like, it does work. Man. I can tell you that from firsthand. As of yesterday, I don't know, and it charged. I got that charge. Both charges went through like the next day after I updated. So,
yeah. I did cover myself when I said this. It reduces the chances. Now, I know how it is. You gotta be careful with like some of the stuff you say. I never said this is 100% guaranteed. This is 99.99% effective.
We take it as gospel.
Gang.
The Book of Paige.
Oh, yeah. Oh gosh, the Book of Paige. No problem since I did Book of Paige for that you're charging. Yeah, that's another thing too, man. I know that this one's. I know that they gave a little bit of heads up, but like if you change any of that stuff, you got to do it before. I think this says like 24 to 72 hours. Otherwise, it doesn't take. So if you do update your stuff, man, you got to make sure that you put it on. Van, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Van did. Man, they did the Purple Gang. They did a episode where they gave away a holiday. What was it, Eddie? Right? I think Van. Right? Eddie. He's no Richard Simmons though. I'm not. He's not again. But yeah, they did their episode and it's really cool, man. Very positive show. Did a giveaway and hooked somebody up with an Eddie. I think it was a guy that actually didn't have it, was on the fence, and now they got their figure for free. So
Nice.
yeah, man. Good positive stuff. So shout out to them, man.
It's like
Van.
they're like crack dealers. Like here's a little sample of a Mezco.
Yeah.
Give you a little taste. This one's on me.
Van and Jordan, man, they're cool dudes. I talked to them.
That's cool.
Messages and stuff. Really good guys, man. And I know they started that show and they're just trying to be positive, and it's nice because they cross over into Legions and they do Mezco stuff, so they're good guys. There's a lot of, Van, Ian, CC, MC. Everybody's doing like good stuff, man. So sorry, back here. So this charged earlier this week, and then this dropped out of nowhere. Yeah.
Poor Paige.
Yeah, poor Paige.
Starting to go for me for Paige.
I thought about it. But So this charge for people, this is not a new Doc Knock figure, but maybe it'll do so well that they'll kind of revisit this. What do we want to call this? Enhanced version of them. So this is the Static 6. If I forgot to put a picture in there, but if you saw, it's a statue. Looks really good. Some interchangeable parts you might be able to use with some of the other stuff, but it's pricey and it's a statue. And then this will be charging in February. So as you can see, it's not stopping.
But wait, Paige, February is tomorrow.
Yeah. And also, just so you're aware, Ragnarok Hulk, that is going to start shipping December 17th. So get ready for that. Somebody asked, I said, does anybody know about this? And I was like, I think it's a typo. Don't worry.
See, that means get on the wait list because it will convert.
Exactly, yeah. Let's go to dry spell other companies are having. Yeah. It's just, man, goodness gracious, man. It just keeps going, man.
Makes you wonder. So, it's typical Mezco. Usually when something comes off the books, then another pre-order goes up. So what's going up for pre-order next week?
Yeah.
Rumbler.
I'm surprised we escaped this week. They did that. They put up a Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I thought something was going to happen, man. I really did.
You did Doc Ock.
Yeah, that's in the waiting. I'm really surprised we haven't seen that yet. So it's like.
So, have we been charged for something just about every? I mean, think about with that pre-orders and stuff. It's like one a week almost. We're equaling right now, right?
Yeah, it depends on if you bought all of these things or but for the most part, it's been pretty steady. It's been at least every week or every 2 weeks. And then I put this in here for us too, because you know how people were calling foul on this Q1. This is your current standing right now. So this is just the first month, right? We still got 2 months left for Q1. Of course, we talked about this before, a big hitter right here. So these are yellow, obviously, because they haven't shipped yet, but most likely they'll ship within the next week or two. They'll be here. And then with Snake Eyes coming, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see this pretty soon. That's 10 figures. We're halfway through. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Pretty unbelievable pace.
Plus the Red Eye Knight that shipped.
Yeah. I This was just the thing, but we still have 2 months, and just like you mentioned with that, we might get, and CC mentioned, we might get a pre-order, of something that we haven't seen. So what do you think? I know it probably depends if it's a Gomez, but what do you think it's going to happen with the next pre-order? You think everybody's just going to
Oh,
it.
for sure. For sure.
It's gonna be a side breaker.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a Gomez. Like if they just put something else out, But I mean, if it's a Gomez, I guarantee you everybody's just gonna be like
Buying
Probably
6.
Rumble. Anything Rumble.
oh yeah. Arc is happening. It's been announced. It is. We just haven't seen an official preview. So yeah, be prepared. We talked about that before. Oh, this is something I wanted to show you guys. Been working on this. Pretty sure you guys have seen this in the group, right? How do you guys feel about this? Because we've all gotten it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gotten their Spider-Man, kind of messing around with it and everything, right?
I haven't messed with that feature.
Me neither.
So
I have it in front of me.
you do, yeah. So a lot of people mentioned about this. They were like, they didn't like that the whole head lit up, right?
Mhm.
And I guess I can kind of see it because the head lights up, but the rest of the body doesn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Pause for dramatic effect. I can't find the other thing, but it'll give you an idea. I wanted to get your opinion on this. So yeah, it lights up the whole face, right?
Mhm.
So let me see what I can do with this. Because you see the top, it's all lit up, but the body doesn't light up. So it's kind of like you got this glowing head, kind of like a glowworm, right? So I was like, hey, let's mess around with this. So these eyes, they're very easy to pop out. I was gonna make a video, but I'm like, I don't have the time to do it. So you can take like a rubber, whatever it is, rubber stick or something like that. Just don't do something sharp because you'll scratch the lenses. But these pop out really easy. They're not even glued out. Probably heat and pop that out, right? There's the housing unit with the lights. These are the LEDs, right? And that's what it looks like inside when you take this out. So I have an idea. What you do is you paint this black. What that'll do, and this is going to look like this. Don't freak out. That's what the lenses will look at popped out. But what you do is you paint the inside of this black, and theoretically, I guess it would stop that light leakage,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see. So you have, where's that one light at? Is it here? I don't have it, do I? Well, anyway, we already showed you what it looked like, right? I don't like doing solo shots, but probably necessary for this, right?
I think it's necessary.
Yeah. So as his head, light, leak, everything, right? So I already did it with this one. If you painted it black inside, just acrylic paint or anything like that. Are you serious? You just paint it black. Tell me what you think about this. Where are you at, camera? In front of your face, Paige. What do you think?
Wow.
Thoughts? He's got a booger on the back of his head.
Impressive.
Yeah?
There doesn't seem to be any leak. Impressive.
Yeah. Now, turning this off, what I was worried about was that because you paint it black, I thought that it would show light-wise, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It would be darker, but it looks fine. You can't tell. It's only because of the light. Hopefully. Please, please, please.
Little mood lighting.
Alexa, lights off.
I don't like talking to that dirty chick. Anyway, you get the idea, right? The black
Alexa's-
paint, the light's not on, but the black paint doesn't it doesn't affect. You can't. It's not darker. It's going to be darker because of the light, but it doesn't.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make the mask darker. So if you want like a workaround, I know somebody's going to probably say something like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have to do that $90 figure." Well, it's either if you want to try that suggestion, or you just got light leaks in a light head. Oh, this is it. Hey. I can't wait for the
Alexa,
posts
set the
on
mood.
this. Set the mood, Alexa. I can't wait to see all the posts on this. Hey guys, guess what I found?
Oh yeah,
Huge difference.
definitely noticeable.
Huge
Right?
difference.
So see, I think it took me, and I would even tell you, to be honest with you, I don't even think you need to pop the lenses. If you're really careful, you have like a little brush, a little, like a little, a small brush or whatever.
Mhm.
Don't use this. Don't do that. Use a small brush, something really small. And all you got to do is you know how to take the batteries out of that anyway, right? So you pop that open, and like I said, you will no high def, please.
Was that just one coat paint inside there?
I did one coat, and what
Mhm.
happened was when I put that light switch back in there, it scratched it and it had light leaks.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over it with another coat and I tested the light to see if it's going to dim that down, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that it solves that problem for you if you want to take that route. Just throwing it out there. You can, like I said, all you do is you pop the lenses. If I showed you my lenses, I actually painted this part right here. I painted this part black. And I was like, it messed it up. So I stripped that off and I just kept it clean. So all you got to do, pop out the lenses. It'll look like that. And then you just paint all of this inside here black. Acrylic paint, 1 or 2 coats, and then you'll have that. You won't have any light leaks. Now let's see how many people discover this all of a sudden. Hey guys, guess what I learned today? I was tooling around and I found this.
That's a good one, man. That's a good job.
Yeah, it works, man. It's cool. I wish I had another head because I was thinking about what if you painted it silver. I think silver would be dark enough, or like a metallic, like a chrome. It would be dark enough to kind of block that light, but then it would reflect more through the lenses too. And so it may be brighter, but I don't have another head that I want to butcher like that. So anyway,
So
just
full disclosure page, I just did it off camera. Did what you said and just pushed the little lenses out. It took me a second.
Oh, you did?
Like
yeah, hold on. Let me show you. So it was really easy. Just pop it out.
Yeah, literally just did it a second ago off camera.
Yeah.
And as bad as it sounds, I used this from Mutt.
Oh, from the G.I. Joe?
Yeah, because I had it sitting right there. It's
You
soft.
beat Spidey's eyes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going backwards really quick here.
Very simple.
There's some people. Yeah, you popped it out. It's a little tricky to put them back in, but if you have that just a piece of plastic, just something that doesn't scratch like you had, but it's like a little bit of an operation thing, but it's not bad. But yeah, just for you, what is it? But yeah, if you guys want to use what was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, the silver thing. But that's it. I'm going back to because I saw somebody had a question.
Who gave you that idea, Paige? That's impressive. Just trying to think of a way to kind of thicken the plastic, essentially.
Yeah, it was really just to block the light out. I really want to try that chrome or that silver. I think that would really help, but
I've been hanging out with MacGyver all this time.
MacGyver.
I use brain sometimes, not all the time. Yeah. I think it was Mark that had a question. That's why I was trying to find his question. What happened to it? He had I think it was about stitching. I think they asked. I opened up too my stitching. It's cool. Not as far as like, I want to learn how to sew so I can kind of where's it at? I want to learn how to sew so maybe I can tighten that up a little bit, so the seam's not as visible. Like down here it looks cool, but here it's just because there's material there. And that's that U shape. All those Spider-Mans have that. You're not going to get away from that unless they do some kind of like sewing design, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people think it's noticeable because, like, especially on the cover, right? You have him crawling up the wall, and if you're doing shots like that from him behind or crawling or doing anything, you're going to see that. So, I mean, nothing's major. You can always take the healing brush and go over that, I guess. I mean, if it really bothered you, I don't let some of that stuff bother me as much. So
yeah.
What about his shoulder? Oh, yeah. So I haven't shown anyone yet, but I was doing a bunch of poses with this, and for me, I'll be honest with you, I haven't had issues. So I don't know if I did something different or if I know. Ew, yuck. That's like piss lining right there. But what do you guys think about that? Do you guys have problems creasing or anything?
I do a little bit, honestly.
I mean, it kind of buckles, but I haven't seen like any cracking.
Yeah. So when I was messing with this, I was trying to actually do it. But anytime that I would do something like this, to try to make a crease, I would hold it there and I was doing these dynamic poses for a while and I would leave it there intentionally and then I would take it down. And then when you do it, I don't have any. I know you're not going to be able to see it. I don't have any. But you know what I noticed about this fabric? It's almost like the Superman one. There's times when stuff gets stuck in these little joint bites and stuff, like even in the back. This material, it seems like it's like self-healing. The Superman suit does it a lot too. And anytime I had these like weird things in here, all I did was like rub it down. I should not be rubbing that part right there. But you know what I mean? And after I did that a couple times, it would go away. Oh, I saw Henrock do a shot with this too. It was really cool. I hear the backpack webbing will scratch the vinyl. I haven't put the backpack on there. But I wish I had a better camera. But you just saw what I did. Like I put it on there. I was wondering if people, like, when you look at this under the light and the vinyl part, there's like these layers of lines on there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It came like that out of the box, but it's all up and down his arm. I don't know if that's a design or anything like that. And I don't know if it catches or what, but like, let's just have some fun here. I'll do this and we'll keep it on for the duration of the show and I'll show you. But that's just me. I don't know what it is. When I got done with it too, I would put his arms down and then I would just kind of put out the material like that. I don't want to do that too much because I don't know if the oils from your hand is going to cause that to break down even more. But I was just doing stuff like this and kind of flattening it out. But I didn't leave them in there for a long period of time, but just for a little bit. I don't know. What did you guys think?
So I just put the backpack on and I don't think it's going to scratch it. It's very loose. Like,
what's the like, part?
I think he's talking about on the vinyl. But
I think you just have to be careful how you posed it with it. Like obviously, if you kind of rub it against it, it's going to.
Right.
If you were to take anything and rub it against it, it's gonna,
Yeah, I mean, it's loose fitting. It's not like it's tight. You know what I mean? Like a tight fit.
It's hard to explain. I wish I wish I had a higher def camera. Like I took this out of the box and I have a couple of them. So when I looked at it, they all had the same thing. There's these kind of like micro lines in them. As soon as they come out of the box, it didn't have anything to do with that. And I don't want this to be a segment where we're trying to like shoot people down and say, no, that's not what's going on. But I haven't had any. But if you do like right there, how there's like a crease, all I did was pull down a little bit, not much, and it kind of like flattens it out. I think it's the vinyl. What happens is like if it stays in that position, it starts crimping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wish I could show you guys a lot better. I mean, let's do an experiment here. Look, and that's another thing too. When I put the arms up, a lot of times too, I would like flatten it out so those don't go into those grooves and set in there because you can pinch that stuff too. It's like the Iron Man. Like people don't know about the drop down leg, and they'll try to jam that leg up, and that's how they were chipping paint and stuff like that. But here, look, it's like that. You keep it like that for the. I just threw it down. But we'll keep it like that and we'll just see. We'll just move on. But yeah, not to take away from the light thing. Remember, paint it black. It'll take care of that for you. How about that? Rub it down special episode. Exactly. Oh, do you guys want to talk about this? This seamless transition? No?
Seamless transition.
You want to talk about it?
I'll talk about anything.
So I had a good conversation with Ian, and while we were like talking about like seamless bodies, and 3 other people asked me about this too. They were like, I don't understand why you like this seamless body thing, and why are you trying to like plug it so much? He said, we'll paint the head silver. Yes, please, Henrock, please let me know, man. I'd love to see if it kind of blocks it out. Maybe like that, silver or chrome. But he and a couple other people reached out to me. They were like, why do you like the seamless body? It sucks. I don't like it and everything else like that. You guys have had your stuff for a little while. Like, do you guys have like afterthoughts about it right now? No?
No, I don't have any problems with seamless body.
Well,
My kid still got his alien figure on his shelf. Like, there's nothing wrong. How long's that been out? 2 years? Year.
Almost a year. I think.
But you know,
Close
it's
to
sitting on his shelf. You know, collect dust or whatever. But there's been no problems, no cracks, no breaks, nothing. No protectant put on it, and it's the 9-year-old playing around with it, so no issues.
Why don't I have everybody on? Okay, there we go. Well, so when we were talking, he made a good point, and I think maybe when I talk about this, I don't think that I'm communicating it well enough. And what he said is with his Batman body and with the alien body, they use this skeletal kind of design, correct?
Yes.
And most people are having problems here because they don't know the design. And we talked about it before. Maybe if Mezco had this kind of design, you'd have a better idea where the joints were, and maybe people wouldn't break them, because you can see there's parts on here where you might, if you turn it or twist it and do the wrong thing, it'll break, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when he was talking, he's like, yeah, I just don't like that. Here, one of the things he mentioned was the thigh, when the knee, if that gets swiveled and you don't know which way you're going, that's why some people are having breaks, popping these out. You see how that it's a ball joint, but there's still right here that's a thin peg and stuff. But anyway, what he was saying is that it was like a guessing game, and a lot of people aren't patient with stuff. And he's like, I just don't like the body. And I was trying to tell him, I was like, you can utilize it in different ways. Like, no, it's just, and he didn't understand why I just kept plugging it. And I was like, well, it can work. And he's like, no. It's just bad. It's just bad decision. And other people have been a little bit more vocal about it with me. And we had the conversation. And then when I was talking to him, I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't think he kind of understands. I'm going to use your figure, right? don't think he kind of understands what I was saying. Like, you can implement this stuff and it could still work. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, let's say you have a body, right? Like Spider-Man. Can I see it or no? This is probably better. MC, I'm going to use your Conan, right? Well, he's the only half naked figure I have, right? Right? Would you be pissed if I broke
Sure,
this on
the
camera?
only one.
You'd be pissed if I broke it on camera. So let's say you have this figure, right? And what I've been trying to like tell people is I think I've been making the mistake of saying seamless body, and everybody automatically defaults to this. They go, no, they don't want the seamless body because of this skeleton. And I was talking to him and I was like, well, you don't think it would be a good idea if you did that and you just implemented some of that stuff or integrated some of that into this body? And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, you're talking about the knees, right? If you don't know where they're turning or anything else like that, right? If you have a regular plastic body, and we all know it's kind of an unwritten thing, but look at that. It's pancake, right? Got no butt. Right? I think we all agree with that, right? Spider-Man 2? We won't even talk about the penguins, right? Basis of the negative. So, right? Aesthetically, there's like certain characters, especially like females, they don't have that kind of stuff, right? Because it's a mold. So I was trying to tell him, I was like, what if you took things like this and you cut it out and you took seamless body parts and you put them in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
A BBL.
Another, exactly.
You give him a
They
Dick Grayson.
still, yeah. And what you're doing is you're changing the aesthetics of the body. I don't know if a lot of people saw, like, there's a difference between the Pink Ranger and the Yellow Ranger, right? Hopefully you're not going to offend anybody about this, right? But so the Pink Ranger, she's a white girl and she had breasts. Yellow, she was Asian, but she didn't have much, right? So that variation, instead of making a brand new female body that would fit that description, what if you took that and you cut into the chest and then you could augment it however you want? You're changing the aesthetics of the figure. So you have this seamless body kind of format, but you're utilizing this. So you're not, so I made a mistake by saying the seamless body and everybody thinking they're saying, yeah, let's go to this. But what I'm saying is you can still implement parts of that idea and utilize what you have, and it could give you another figure. You know how some people say, like, you know how like these figures, they can't bend all the way because you have that hard plastic? What if you had a figure where you cut this piece out as well and you put part of that seamless body in there, the material for the seamless body there, right? You know how people are always saying he doesn't have the range to go all the way up or do something? Well, you do now because that hard plastic's not there. It's soft. And so you're pushing that all the way. And now you have range of motion. And you change the aesthetics. You can also change the design of it. That's why I was saying, like, I think it's a good idea. Because I think that there's more things you could do with it. And they're sneaking it in more than you know. We talked about it, right? Mr. Fantastic. That's kind of part of a design that they're using for. Is this too much?
I think
No.
there's a lot of figures that would do better on a seamless figure anyway, those that don't transition, you know, like a Venom or a Carnage.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that people bring up is like there's this breakdown, right? A lot of the breakdown is we all know dudes don't wash their hands. Come on, man. You're not going in there clean. You're not going there sterile. You're probably scratching your balls and you're doing all these other things and you're touching the figure and doing stuff and there's breakdown, right? People are spraying stuff on their figures and everything else like that. And I'll still stick to this day because I've been doing research on it. You can't put that material under hot ass display lights and think that you're not drying out the material, right? Mm-hmm. So what's one way that you can get around that? You put fabric over it. You're not going to have that kind of breakdown. because your fingers aren't going to be touching it, and then also that material is going to be covering the seamless body as well. So you're reducing the damage that'll happen to that, or the breakdown that would happen to that.
Mhm.
So when I was talking to him about it, he said he kind of understood. But I think just like anything, just like when you introduce something new to somebody, people they don't want to, it's different. And so they're like, no, I don't want to do it. Maybe there's people that have differences of opinion with it. But when I explained that to him, I guess he was like, oh yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. But is that supposed to be 89 Batman? Yeah, well, yeah, that skeleton is the 89 Batman.
Mhm.
But I don't know. What do you guys? Do you guys have thoughts on it or no?
I'm for advancing technology in figures to make a better figure. Whatever it takes to give us the best figure that still has good articulation. Like I said, like if we get a Venom or a Carnage, that would be great instead of putting soft goods over it, or like a Mafex Carnage. It's just molded plastic. Something more fluid that'll, when he rotates, like the black and red lines that kind of follow the wave of the body, I think.
Yeah.
Or the symbiote Spider-Man. That'd be another great one. I keep going back to Spider-Man, I guess, because it's a topic that's on our desks right now in front of us. But there's other figures that would serve good on a seamless body out there. I'm sure, like Creature from the Black Lagoon, or figures like that.
CC, you contemplating?
I guess people get hung up on, just like you said, calling it the seamless body part, whereas really what you're kind of proposing is like more of a silicone enhanced buck, which that's got to be the cost effective way to go, right?
Yeah,
it'd be far cheaper than have to continue to keep retooling and things like that. If you just take a buck that's already been done, is proven, and just augment certain areas to make it fit a character, seems pretty ingenious to me.
Spoiler alert, it's coming.
Yay. Augmented with silicone.
It's gonna be different. You just gotta
Megan Thee Stallion is going on pre-order in 2 weeks. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Seamless bodies exist. Why would they just look at imports? I think all companies kind of borrow like ideas from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's been a company that does parts like that. I know like Fleece and like, or the TBL stuff. I know they have the same kind of design. It's that I kept calling it exoskeleton, and Ian was like, "It's not exo, it's inside." I go, "Yeah, my bad."
Endo.
That's why I was saying some of these terms, like I was with the seamless body, it's just bad. But it's integrating it into your already existing one. But
yeah,
because I've had a lot of people say that it's just not gonna work. So.
I just don't think it makes sense for Mezco to have sunk all that money into it just to give up on after 2 figures and we're gonna do something else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they're gonna craft and perfect it.
Yeah.
Well, they have it with Godzilla. They have that seamless one coming out, and it is. I also think that's the reason why there's been this delay with the females. Because females are all different. They're all proportioned differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have that, and you're implementing that on different females and bodies and stuff like that, especially like ones that you want to have like that are dynamic, like Spider-Gwen. I'm pretty sure those kinds of things that you would run into that hinder your articulation, those are kinds of things that kind of like help with that. You can give them double joints and stuff like that, but wouldn't it increase range of motion if you could get past this? Most of the time, that's what we're running into, right? Dr. Doom, when he has double joints, but when you go that armor, and that's design and everything, but there's some characters that don't do it. So wouldn't it be beneficial if that was something that you could actually get past? I don't know. Just spitting out stuff. Move on. We can move on. Unless MC has something.
No, I think I'm for it. Advancing, giving us our most realistic figure, I guess.
Yeah, it'll change. We won't bring it up again until later. You want to do your name talk? This is all you. Ready to shine. Since you DM seamless buck custom. Oh, okay. Let me check that. CC, you're up.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk about it, right? We're not going to talk about this too long because, like I said, we wanted to make this kind of a shorter show. We got the giveaway to get away too, so we're not going to get in too deep. But as we all know, there's been quite the firestorm with the Red Eye Knight, and we had quite a bit of conversation about it the other day. And we all kind of had, well, I know I especially kind of had what my assumptions were and what I thought, before the drop ever happened, as far as the direction that Mezco would go. We've seen a lot of different responses in the community as far as how people feel about it. Some love it, some hate it. Some people seem to be excited about the exclusivity of it. So what I'd really like to talk about is, what makes you collect? And I'd like to, to hear from the people in the comments as well. Do you find yourself, collecting for the love of the figures or for the love of the money? I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, and there's no wrong answer here. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but I just feel like we should just need to be honest about it as a community, because I do believe there's a difference in collecting versus investing.
It's deep.
I
MC?
think if you're investing in action figures, I think you need to see a financial advisor, honestly. Long-term gain. I mean, yeah, there's the rare figures out there that you can get a return on investment of, but it's you're not going to retire from it. It's not like you're, the original Star Wars vintage line or the, old baseball cards from the 30s. Figures are out there, but I personally do it just because I enjoy it and I like doing it with my son. Like, we find figures we like and we buy them, and I'm probably an enabler to him. I know I'm an enabler. I use him as my but whatever I buy, he steals anyway. But no, it's just something fun for me and him to do. And I threw out all my boxes. There's no way I'm reselling. There's some people that want it, but I don't. And you guys know I don't resell anything for a profit ever. I mean, you guys can vouch for that. So
for sure.
But for me, it's all just about it, whether it's the love of the figure or seeing advancements in the line, with different, I don't like 89 Batman. That's a fact that I've stated. I don't have any love for the movie or anything like that, but I still got the figure to see, going to a seamless body and the eye shifting and the gimmicky stuff they had. And I don't like movie-based figures either. I just like comic-based if I'm going to get a figure. So definitely love for me. No money.
Do
Paige?
you think there's a big gray area with it? I know a lot of people will they will buy extra to kind of support what they're doing. And so there's a very fine line between I'm buying an extra to maybe offset the cost of this figure, as opposed to I'm just buying this figure just so I can sell it for max money.
Yeah. I think there's a difference there, right? Like when there's a big difference when you're selling something for $150 versus something that you just bought, less than 2 weeks ago for $600, right? I feel like there's a big difference there. Because early on in Mezco, like, I would have an issue with, I would sell something to somebody for what I paid for it, and then they would turn right around and flip that figure, for double, which, that would obviously kind of bother me, like, hey, I hooked you up with, almost retail, and then you turn around and then you capitalize on that market. So it almost made it to a point where you were second guess who you might sell something to or who you might cut a deal with. You know what I would kind of compare it to is any of you guys, any of the comic book speculator groups?
No, I'm not.
You know, the comic book speculator groups, I thought it was kind of weird because you know, really, because what they do is they'll watch all the news and everything, and then they'll try to see when like a character is going to be coming up in like one of the new Marvel movies or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll run out and buy up these first appearances of that character, you know, like for say, you know, when Moon Knight was getting ready to get his own series, you know, everyone's running out looking for the first appearance of Moon Knight. And then all of a sudden you would see these markups in these groups where they're selling to themselves, you know, a comic that last week might have been going for $20. Now they're trying to sell you that same comic for $150 because you've now been told, oh, well, this is a hot comic because now it's got a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a hot comic? Or is it just a hype machine driving it? You know what I mean? And so that's why it's really dangerous when you start doing this investing, you know, or investing or, you know, speculating type of thing with these figures. Because, you know, Red Eye, for example, we really have no idea at all what the product run is on this thing, right? We don't know how many of them are really out there.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. We know it was sold. We know some people were able to buy multiples. And we don't know if it's going to come back again in some way or form, right? At this point, it's kind of all speculation. But some people are capitalizing on that, right? And maximizing their investment. Is it wrong? Is it right? Like I said, you know, I really can't hate on them because if you can, you know, why wouldn't you, I suppose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's where it's kind of our responsibility as collectors to kind of help stabilize that market. Comic books is the same way. I, for one, and I never really understood it. I do a lot with comics, but just because, you know, let's say Dr. Doom is going to be the next villain in the Marvel MCU to replace Kang, right? I am not now going to run out and try to buy every #1 Dr. Doom out there just because he's now going to be in the movies. It's kind of unrelated, but I guarantee you, once they make that announcement, man, the value of these comics just go up astronomically, and it's for no reason. There's plenty of them out there, but people buy them up and create demand when there really shouldn't be any.
We kind of touched on this last week too, but I honestly think that the limited availability is what really drives that stuff. When I was going through and showing you guys some of the pre-order windows and the times or how long something lasts, there wasn't an issue with those getting those. Like most people had the opportunity to get them, but as soon as something limited is put on a figure or a label is put on, like White Skull Agent, or, you know, even before, you know, these numbers that they attach to a figure, that's when it starts getting crazy and wild. And they've done things to stop that. I think that with this last one, that's what kind of threw people off when they said, well, you could literally just get on there and buy as many as you wanted. With the amount of time, I still hold on to that. Like, there wasn't enough time for people to think about that. It only lasted 6 minutes. Nobody was thinking about buying 10 or 12 of them. You know, the thought process wasn't there because everybody's conditioned just to buy it really quick, one or two or whatever they were doing. And so I don't think people thought into that like that. I think there was a very limited number. People snagged them up and it was done. But everybody sees that it was unlimited and they're like, why didn't they put a restriction on it? Because it did sell out so fast. But once you put that number on something or there is a limited, it's done. But they've been doing really well. They took the production numbers off the cards now. Nobody knows, and that's great. But that on top of putting restrictions on it, 1 per customer, 2 per customer, that helps out. It just kind of bit them this last time because there wasn't one.
Yeah.
But look at some of the other figures that are out there. There were figures that only lasted an hour. but they're still available.
Yeah.
You know, so once you start doing that stuff, that's when people just swoop in and start using it more to their advantage, just like anything.
Yeah. So my next question is, you know, because I want to try to play both sides of this, right? Because I myself, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around, you know, why a company would make that decision. So I guess really what it boils down to is there such a thing as, you know, like they always say that no publicity is bad publicity, right? Like, did Red Eye manage to bring, do you think, any new collectors into it because of it? Will the hype and the word of the mouth potentially bring other collectors to the line? Because as we all know, we've seen the sales, right? And we've seen the people that call themselves getting on the line and they can't keep up and they're moving on. So in order for them to be successful, you got to kind of feed the line and continue to bring in new blood, right? It's kind of what you got. So is something like this, is that a publicity stunt?
Oh, by them? Like to create hype?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And that's what businesses do, right? That's the only reason why you own. That's the only reason why you would put limited edition on anything, because it's scarce and people want what other people can't have.
Yeah.
You know, you can go back and forth and you can say, was it right by them or was it not? But they've always had a history of doing it. Every company has a history of doing it. It generates hype, desire for the product and stuff like that. But like I was showing you with the other stuff, besides like White Skull Agent and some of the other ones, like, and we don't even know if we're going to get like a Lone Roach. Besides those other ones, there's been offerings that you can get later on. I mean, how many people didn't think that they were going to make Superman or Wolverine? I'm not saying that it's right, but it's a business tactic. They're going to use that. All companies do it. Look at Hasbro with the Crimson Guard. You remember that when they first came out, the Walmart ones? They put restrictors on it, and now I walked in and I saw 10 of them at my Walmart the other day. The what is it? The carded one, not the box one, the vintage one. But I remember nobody. Oh, Vipers. What about Cobra Vipers?
Cobra Island, period. Beachhead, the Troopers, and Baroness.
What happened later on? That's why I was saying, like, a lot of people live in the now. They don't, like, you don't, and I understand it's frustrating, but, like, you got to, like, hold off a little bit. If the demand is there, just like Hasbro did, they're going to come out and they'll do more. But it's hard to sit in that moment and go, this sucks. This other guy got it, and I don't. You know, one thing I did see a lot of people, I see more people, they want to get it, but they've been taking more pictures of it. I've seen a few go up for sale, but not as bad as what it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a desirable figure.
Yeah. You know, I often wonder, you know, because and they have to be concerned, because this is something that we've talked about in the past, is that this is an expensive hobby, right? And this is in the makings of being potentially one of the most expensive years we may ever see with Mezco.
Yeah.
Right? This is probably already the most expensive January we've already had. It's definitely the most expensive January that I can remember, you know, that we've had so far. So it would really seem like the only way Mezco is going to thrive as a company is they're going to need to attract more collectors to the line. Because if they're on pace to put out 50 figures this year, which looks like we're easily going to probably do, I know some people are completionists and they're going to want all 50. God bless you.
Who?
And your wallets, right? I know that's going to happen. But there are going to be others of us, you know, that are going to be more selective, and we're going to pick and choose which ones we have, right? We're not going to buy all 50. So they're going to need to attract buyers that are going to be able to buy those ones that other people are saying, you know, that's an easy pass, right? You got people who bought Dick Tracy. You got people who didn't buy Dick Tracy. You know, you've got the Rebirth Superman or whatever, you know, things like that. That you got to be able to attract new blood in order to do it. And so, you know, I've been trying to wrap my mind around, you know, the whole strategy with the Red Eye. And he's like, you know, like you said, we've been here before. We've seen it, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's the first time we've seen a character at this level be so limited. And I suppose a lot of that just goes back to maybe we were just influenced because of the comic and the investment that they made, that this was going to be one of those surefire, home run type of a thing. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I certainly don't think we've seen the last of it. There could be some sort of an iteration coming along, perhaps a 2-pack, like we talked about before with the Krieg thing, where you get them both at the same time. So maybe you'll see one of those things where we're right along the time when the Rook drops and is finished, but then maybe you'll see another drop for a buy now, 2-pack for those that missed out. So.
Well, they did it with the Krieg too. Like when the red one came out, it was an Asia Gold exclusive.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see why people would be frustrated with it, because if you're a company and you just kind of push something out and you don't know what the outcome is going to go, because it's easy to sit back and be a couch quarterback and go, I would have done it this way, I would have done it that way, right? But when you have data to support it, like when you had the Red Krieg that came out Asia Gold and everybody wanted it, and then you kind of set it up to the fact that you don't need it, but if you want to complete this thing with the comic, you need 13, and you're going to need these red ones. And if you have whatever, if you have the white one and you got the Murder Hornets are going to come out, and you know that those are probably going to be, but you're missing this red one and you're missing the white one because there was a little bit of the thing with that.
Yeah.
That kind of puts people out, because like I really wanted to complete that team. People are very team based. They want to do that. So when you mentally check somebody out like that, it gets frustrating. So you have that example, right? And I can see where people would go, okay, you guys did this before. This shouldn't happen again. I get how people would take that road with it. And so I think that's what people thought with this. They're like, man, why would you do that? Why would you make a limited character that's complementary to this other character?
Certainly. Thoughts, MC?
I don't think we've seen the last of it, of Red Eye Knight. I think there's too much meat left on the bone there, so to say. Like there's obviously people are paying $600 for a figure. Pink Skulls. How many reissues of that did we get?
But that was then, right? Remember when the OG and everybody's paying all these thousands of dollars? How long?
Yeah.
I should have put that example in there too, because I used the Krieg and I used Superman, other stuff. But how long? It was years afterwards, and then we got 2 versions of that.
Yeah, because
but
you didn't like the first version,
you
you wanted the original based out. They threw version 2 at us, and you take the stuff from version 2 or 3. I'm sorry. Take 2 and 3 combined, and you can easily make what you got from version 1. I mean,
right.
A little bit better bodies, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think they updated the bodies a little bit with the new.
I want to look that up.
Yeah, plus that's another thing. Someone just, one thing I thought about with the White Skull agent, just because Craig posted something about it just now. They sold that cut and stitch. You could easily throw that on a Black Skull Death Brigade and get a White Skull to change it out. I mean, it's really the same thing. The White Skull agent with the cut and stitch pack that we got.
But that's where the completest thing, like CC said, comes in. I can understand that. I relate to that, because they put out that Frankenstein diorama, right? A lot of people don't know that they put out 2 versions of it. I think Sonova was looking for it. Sorry, I'm not trying to put your business in the street. Maybe it'll help. He's looking for a doorway diorama, right? So he's looking for it. And I was like, hey, be careful, because you know how some of these rabbit holes go. Like, there's 2 versions. And so they did a single where they just sold the doorway. And then they did a bundle pack where you got the color version of Frankenstein. And I remember looking around, and it just bothered me. You could buy 2 doorway dioramas, nobody would know, and then just get another PX because the way it was packaged. But like some people are completists to a fault, and some people, even though all you need is that cut and stitch pack and maybe you could color it, some people think that that's like a gaping hole in their collection, and they'll spend that money to get it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a collecting is sometimes like it's a vicious cycle. I really wish I could see like a year ahead and be like, yeah, just don't, you know.
Yeah.
I did do it with the pink skulls. Remember, like there was people go, oh man, I'm gonna, you know, hey man, just be patient. Just be patient. Just wait
Yeah,
and
don't
see.
drop 900, 1200. The original.
And some people may be okay with that. I've spent, and I've been on the receiving end of that, where I've spent a lot of money on a figure, more than I wanted to. But I'll still be here and say, yeah, it's free market, man. Somebody can name their price. It doesn't mean I have to support it, but I also understand that urge of like, dude, this is a one-off. I'm not going to get this anywhere, and you know. But networking I think, is super important. I have a
Mhm.
figure in there that only 12 people got. You know, it's the same. It's the same version everybody else got. It's the roach with the golden head and the lunch pail, right?
Mhm.
But they gave out 12 of these gifts to people, and it's in a special box. Completist to me is like, oh shit, I gotta get this, right? But yeah, it is dumb, but it's the completest thing. And that's why I say I understand it. So what I did was I reached out to like 1 or 2 of them, and one of them was really, both of the people were really cool about it, right? And I did a trade with one of them. But the thing is that it's because there was a network connection there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they knew who it was coming to. They knew that I wasn't going to sell it. And that's the thing too. Like a lot of these, how we came up with a backup plan. If somebody misses something, a lot of people you got to like network with. That's why I don't understand some of these guys like in the community. They're really hell bent on trying to make enemies with people. You know, why would you like? It's just like anything in business. Why would you ruin a connection with somebody that might be able to help you later on?
Yeah.
Not use them, but help you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking this up really quick. So the pink skulls, right? The
Mhm.
original that came out. The pre-order for it was November 21st, 2019. Okay. It shipped out November 26th, 2019. It didn't take 2 years to do it? Okay. So anyway. Oh, I can't wait to play that card one day. I got that list. It's almost done. So then the Gig from Hell came out, right? It came out. The pre-order went live 2022. And then it shipped out January, February, March, July 2022. So what? 3 years?
Yeah.
Long game.
Yeah.
Then we got the
I guess
Encore right after that.
and then you got the other one after that too. And the bodies and everything was more improved.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I just think, even though they're a business and they made a business decision, I think they also understand that they're a business. They want to make money, and so if they see there's a demand for this, they're going to be like, you know what, dude, they want it. Let's try to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the moral of that story is,
Be patient.
there it is. Hashtag. Yeah. Hashtag. Be patient.
You know what's funny? Do you think that they would put out another White Skull agent, like some other version of that? They've kind of teased him and stuff too. Like if you look at the comics, they've done that too.
Thing is, do you think if they released a White Skull agent right now, there'd be that huge of a demand for it?
I think it depends on the context and what it came with.
What version?
What it came.
Like is it a void White Skull is the same as a Black Skull Death Broker, you know, like switch it up, you know, reuse another. I think it's going to sell no matter what. I mean, like, I think there's enough hype behind it, but I don't know what kind of numbers it would do. Be interesting. I think right now anything that they throw out, people are going to buy up immediately just because of Red Eye Night. Oh, this one's going to sell out in 6 minutes, and I think maybe that's the marketing tool that they're going for right now. Buy it up now. You don't know if it'll be sold out in 6 minutes. Unlimited.
This is some good stuff right here. Like, this is good right here. I noticed that this time. I noticed there were more vocal people saying, and again, I'm not trying to like shit on anybody. I'm not trying to ruin anybody's business or anything like that. But I'm just saying, I noticed a lot of people in the groups, they were like, no, not doing it. More than before. Most people would cave to it. And now more people are like, you saw people say, oh, hold off. I'm gonna wait, or no, I'm not supporting that. I think there's more people.
Money's a little bit tighter right now for a lot of people versus, no secret, COVID made a lot of collectors rich, or a lot of sellers rich, I guess I should say. In the interim, I mean, I don't think that's a sustainable amount of money for long term, for sure. But because like going back to Pink Skulls, I mean, that's when they were selling for $900 to $1,200. We'd see in groups all the time.
It was crazy dollars on that Pink Skull set.
Yeah, I mean, even on like other figures, I mean, you'd see a Gomez, $300-$400 right off the, or other figures that sold out relatively quick. Squatch was even going for an ungodly amount of money right away, and then the Gold Hazard Squad, a chunk, and that was a very limited release as well. If I remember the gold, and he had that animated head too.
And you see them going for lower price now. They're going for lower prices now.
Oh, I think it was just a couple weeks ago or months ago that you brought that one, and we're like, holy shit! Like, it's like giving it away.
I would have bought it. It's just, but there's so here's the thing, because you brought this up, CC. Like how from a business standpoint, they've always like been traditional about doing like low runs, even though the market's still there and you can still find some of the figures, but they've always done low production numbers, right? In comparison to other ones. So is having a limited figure bad? I know from a collector standpoint, but as part of collecting, isn't that something that people look for? Because I've seen feedback in the groups where people will be like, they put too much out. Why is it staying up for pre-order for like 2 days? They must be falling off.
Yeah. My attitude on that has always been, and it's kind of similar to back when Spec Ops was released, I can understand the need for, some limited figures and things like that. That way you're kind of pacifying both markets, right? Like, because like we said earlier, we have characters or people in the line that have been in the line for a long time that are really in it for the exclusivity. So when you take that out, those folks are getting out of the line, right? We've seen some of them make that jump. So I've always felt like I'm okay with there being characters like that, but I always felt like they should be characters that are not as desirable, right? Like, you don't want, like, nobody wanted Spec Ops to sell out in 3 minutes or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That was like the Crash. That might have sold out in 90 seconds. Punisher is such a popular character that he's one of those guys that you could kind of just make as many of them as you want. Right? The question would probably be, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when they put this plan into motion for Red Eye, did they really tie it in and say, hey, you know what? There's a lot of Star Wars lovers. Because 3 years ago, how popular was Star Wars 3 years ago? I guess we kind of have to wonder about that too and take it into, they've kind of been revisited or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the new trilogy didn't really go over that well, that kind of stuff. So when they launched this at the time, did they really think in 3 years, that this is what it was going to be? I don't know. Or did they just figure, hey, this is just another one of our personal IP characters. It's not going to be a big deal. I don't know. I saw somebody, I wish I'd have saved their name from the group, but somebody brought up the point that, Red Eye was really in the comic very, very briefly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of right in the aspect that it wasn't really a key or core character, because what happened, I'm not going to ruin the comic for anybody in case anybody didn't read it, but, he's kind of in and out of that thing pretty quick, and then after that, it's kind of left up to a lot of our, our own thoughts as far as what happened to that character at that point. So maybe they thought that was the safe move, to make him limited. But I think kind of like what you said, I do believe that they'll revisit it because they're going to realize it. And as long as the demand and stuff is still there, I just don't want, don't be that guy to run out and spend this kind of crazy bucks or let go of a Grail character in a trade, because you really want one that bad. Because I do think it's coming back. We just got to be a little patient and enjoy the stuff we got and enjoy the stuff you're going to get, because there's going to be plenty to play with here moving up pretty quick.
Yeah, that's too, like, I know, baby. Hold on a second. That's part of it too. There's a lot of these things just kind of get washed off the side. I know people still kind of remember them, but it's not as prevalent as it is now. Someone had like another question in here too, but you brought up a good point, and I've mentioned it a few times. I don't think a lot of people think about that. I'm not making an excuse for them, but you also have to think about, you're thinking 2 or 3 years ahead of time. Is this going to be good? I know some people will say, well, yeah, if you're marketing this character, then you're obviously invested to it to a certain point, but you also have to think, do we want to take a gamble with this? Someone made a good point about, well, most all their Gomez characters, they always sell out. So why wouldn't they go full in on that character? It's a badass design, And that's where I still think it's in the now. I think that if they didn't have an idea, they definitely know now.
Yeah.
And those are the good things you can do. You can always like course correct. Somebody had a question too, question for the panel. If they did a Void suit Baron Benz, would you get him? I know I would. Yeah, I would.
100%. I love Baron Benz. Great figure.
Yeah, he's cool. But yeah, it's the whole rarity thing. Like, there he is. It is. It's a whole rarity thing. Maybe if I you know what? And while we're living in the now, I really hope people soak this in. I don't like seeing people miss out on anything. It really sucks that people miss, that didn't have it, get it. But I do hope people remember moments like this. So next time when somebody says, yo, they make too many Gomez figures, or this isn't as limited as I wanted to, or I want more limited figures, it needs to be more part of the collection. I hope people remember this moment and go, yo, man, be careful what you wish for, because it could happen. Any of us could have missed it and been in a different position. So is CC stuck?
No.
Oh, okay. He's saying, let's get on to this.
Let's do it.
Rafiki right now holding up Simba.
Let's do it.
Getting ready to throw that to
Let me
somebody.
go through this chat really quick. I was able to see what I missed. You didn't miss much, Boba. We were just talking about, we showed King Conan. Was only able to show it for like 5 seconds. Yeah.
It's trash.
Yeah. Exploration is a great figure. Soft goods, maybe in this. Yeah, that would be cool, man. Frankie agreed. That's why White Skull is perfect. Yeah. See, I didn't mean to glaze over that too. That's a good point you made. Like, if it is going to be a variant or something like that, maybe make those kind of things like Hawk P40.
Yes. The repaints. Yes.
Because Mick who posted is apparent. Yeah, Mick's pretty good about deep diving into comics and stuff. I think that's cool. She army building more. I think it'd be cool, but I don't know how many people would do it. People are kind of struggling just getting one or two offerings.
I know 1 out of 3 that would army build.
Yeah, I am too. I'm looking pleased, and I'm comfortable with some of the money I spent. There's only probably one.
By saying that, like I'm saying, like, by army building, like, you have a very impressive collection. Like, I've only seen small chunks.
Yeah.
Of course, they have Sawyer, who's going to drop in the vault like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
He's gonna get lost, man. He'll get lost in there.
With Cheeto fingers too.
I'm gonna do that, man. I need to make a parody video and do that. Be like, yeah, because the company you see third market selling for 500. Yeah, I told people that years ago too. I was like, everybody, like, community, sometimes they do it to themselves. And when you're like, you see, if a company's on a board and they see that their product is selling for that amount and people are paying for it, what makes you think that they're not going to raise their prices? They're like, these guys are doing it to themselves. They don't seem to have a problem with it. What happens if we raise our prices $4 or $5? Are they going to be mad about it?
Congrats, Mario.
What did Mario say? I missed it. All right, let me try to go through it really quick. So, limited figures, bragging rights. Yeah, that's why I don't try to post most of that stuff. People, like, they get really jealous about that stuff.
I mean, like the variants, like, your black and white. Well, somebody that we know, their black and white Dark Knight Returns, that was signed by some guy. Like that's cool. Like you've got a limited run piece, a variant that not everybody's into, but you have a story to go with it now as well because it was signed by.
Yeah.
It just depends on how deep you want to go with exclusivity. Like you're never gonna. Well, I assume you're not gonna sell that.
No, worst case scenario, like something happening. I got
buried
a
with
hospital. Yeah, it'll be a tomb or something like that. But like it just adds like you said, like the experience for me. I it's not like, oh hey, I got this. I want to share it. Sometimes I don't feel like sharing that stuff.
I held
It's
that
hard
figure.
because
I held that figure.
I know you did. I was like, here, hold this.
And I'm like, wait, what?
I was like, just don't bend or do anything.
I'm like,
all right. CC's been holding his arms. He's been doing shoulder workout right now. So
he's
we
like
gotta do this done.
Ricky Bobby. What do I do with my hands?
Yeah, they're up here. So as everyone can see, is it on there or no? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as everyone can see, we're gonna do the wheel portion. Thank you for sitting down and going through therapy with us all. But as everyone can see, I double checked. Some people have more entries than others. I think the top entry getter was Ian. He had like 7. And I had it on a thing over there, but there was some other guys that Craig had quite a few, but these are all of everybody here. Okay.
Do you have a set to eliminate?
I have it set. The spin is 1 minute per spin.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll go through. So I have it for 2. Do you think we should just do 1 second?
Yeah.
To make it go faster?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, there is.
2 seconds.
Will that affect?
1 second will be so fast it won't even like get around the wheel. You'd be like, doo-doo.
Yeah.
All right, 2 seconds.
How many
keep talking.
How many people do you have on there?
A lot.
What would you guess? 200?
No, that's a lot, man. Look at that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me make sure that I apply the wheel changes. So look, I removed it, not like last time, where we were just spinning for infinity. And this is it. So let's get this on. All right. So everything looks good, right? Check my work. Got people on here.
I see people.
Don't pay attention. Yep.
Paige, why's your name on there 7 times?
I snuck it in there. You have fast eyes, sir. I'm going to apply the wheel changes now. If something bad happens, we'll just do this again. All right. Look at that.
Wow.
Colorful.
So pretty.
All right. Thank you for everybody that supported the channel, got entries. Really appreciate you guys watching. And thank you guys, to Cory, for breaking galactic robotic indentured servant laws. How do I say that? I don't know. Anyway, thank you
They're
guys.
still trying to unionize.
Yeah, here we go. Let's start. Hopefully, it'll take it off. All right,
Good luck to everybody.
Oh, right off the bat, it's okay.
What?
He has like 10.
He only has one. He's done.
Yeah. All right. How do I make this?
Another good guy.
It's a lot of familiar names for some reason.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Are these all people we know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah. That's 3. Yeah. 3 people we don't like.
So when I did this last time, I think I'd been spinning for like 2 or 3 minutes, and Vito was like, "It doesn't look like anybody's getting taken off."
Yeah. It wasn't getting any smaller, huh?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, carpal tunnel.
Yeah. It looks like it's getting bigger. Oh, Loco, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry for everybody that's getting booted out, but Nick. It did say it right. I did have it on there. Look, right?
You do.
I said remove after each one. Right? Yep, there it is. Okay, making sure. Just there now.
Carpal tunnel.
So today, I'm a little bit of a history buff. And I forgot and open up the windows.
Uh-oh.
So Netflix had this documentary on Hitler. And it was very speech heavy. So I go out, they go.
It's not really a good thing to have that blasting out your house.
Nah, yeah, it wasn't. I went outside and my neighbor just looked at me and he's like, "What are you watching in there?" I was like, "Documentary?" He goes, "Ah, okay."
Like, as you were hanging your red flag outside.
I was like, shit. Damn it. No.
Well, there was a lot of names on here, huh?
Yeah, man. You know what we should have done? We should have been having the conversation while we were doing this.
Everybody's like, I wish you guys would shut up and get to the wheel.
This started at the beginning of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I got like,
this is even better than the Wrap It Up box.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's getting bigger. Loco Luke. Yeah. Roger Dodger had a bunch too. Oh.
There's a legend.
Okay. Mario.
Oh, man. He just got his
can tell how.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I saw he said that. You can tell how lazy I got because after a while I was just putting Mario.
Abbreviations.
I was like, yeah, it's like everybody will know who Mario is. It's cool.
MC.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
He had one entry, I think.
Oh, no.
Well, you know what I mean? But he lasted on all. I haven't seen Ian too much.
I saw Ian like once, I think.
So he has 6 left. You guys want to call this? You want to say it? Spin or something? Since it's you guys' contest?
Oh, no. I don't want that pressure.
So, predictions. Do you think that we'll get something as far as like a pre-order in the next 2 weeks? Because we just had Robin.
100%.
They seem to always do it, man. Something comes off the books, something else goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mezco just funds their IP with their pre-order. Keeps the light on.
If I ever worked with them, the first thing that I make is a statement. I was like, just to clarify, NRDs aren't used for
Actually, my compensation, so we're going to release a bunch more pre-orders.
Yeah. We get up on a podium and say, all right, let's do some rumor control. First off.
It'll be like that episode of Chappelle's Show where he was the president. He's like,
yeah, exactly.
The magic bullet is real. Aliens exist. We clone these white girls.
Yeah.
We gave him a
I
touch
know,
of
that'd
harmony.
be funny. Yeah, it'd be funny. Oh,
Here's the
hey,
kid.
hey. Oh, he had, I think, 1 or 2 entries. You see how I did? I was like, next. I was like, we have to do an end of the. Oh wow, Hamrock. Oh wow, he lasted a while.
We'll start to see names soon, right? On the wheel, there's more name stuff. So we keep it hidden. Oh no, not Mario again.
Yeah. This is like watching the and we did 2 seconds.
Jeez, that's a long name.
Yeah. Oh, here we might be able to get some right. Just like watching Dune. Paul. Wow, Paul lasted a long time. Please don't slice up this commentary.
Dean's gonna
Ian.
win both.
It's like watching Paul. He lasted a long time.
Yeah. Ian, ooh. I think I've
Ian.
counted 4 or
3?
5 for Ian now.
Oh,
No, he had 2 before that. Adam. Where are the names at?
no. It remains a mystery.
Are we seriously that deep into this?
Oh, Ian.
See how lazy I got? Loco. Oh, maybe it's keeping it a mystery. Maybe it's keeping it a mystery, huh?
Will it let you scroll down and see who's left? Or is
No,
that
I think it just has the list. It's
Yeah.
just the list. All right. Well, we're getting close, right? All right. So he'll be taking off. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There'd be 5 people, right? Well,
Yeah.
we'll see it. All right. Okay.
Love the name.
I like this mystery part though.
Now we're
Monty. Now we're good? Because we're down
Yep.
to, he'll be taking off. So there's 3 people. All right. So we're down to the last 3.
Oh,
So let's
man.
talk about something else. Just kidding.
done.
All right. So here we go. This theoretically
Oh,
should be the
man.
last 3. Here we go.
The
So,
last elimination.
okay.
wait.
Somehow.
Now there's 3 left.
Now there's 3 left. Yeah, after
Now there's
this.
3 left.
Now there's
Yeah.
3 left.
Let's just keep accountability for it.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure we keep track of each person right now from this point on.
Gotcha.
All right. So, Holland, Craig.
Yeah. So there should be 2 names left.
Okay.
These are your
So-
next 2 winners. Should be.
Mhm. And so we already established that these 2 people, whoever the last person is, they get the choice of either the wood filament or the resin one, correct?
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay, so one of these gentlemen will reach out to you and find out which one that you want. All right, here we go. So the second place is going to be Ian.
Ian
Son of a- Oh no, Paige, you fucked that up.
Somebody's gonna have to print a 3rd one.
Oh no. I'll carve one out of foam. Wait, well, let's see. Maybe it was a double. All right. So Ian or son of a. How'd you mess that up, Paige? You had one.
Oh
more.
man, that's funny.
I'll print a 3rd. I'll print another one.
Molotov bulk. So there you go. You got
I'll
Ian.
print a 3rd one. I got it.
Okay. All right. So apologies about that. Molotov, you are the winner. Number 1. So you'll get to choose which version you want. And then Ian and son of a, you 2 fight to the death. And figure out which one you want. Yay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man. You know what's cool? Now that I rewind this in my head, you remember he jumped onto the episode, and it was I think when we started, it was his first couple episodes.
There you go, CC. You got Molotov, and I will.
You're in there. You won. It's you and Ian, and then
Yeah, you and Ian are both getting a resin one. So I will print.
it that way.
I will print another resin one, and just message me, guys, and I'll get with you.
And if we stop this really soon, we'll be under the 2-hour mark.
There you
Congrats
go.
to everybody. Anybody sign off? Because we got 30 seconds. Let's try to do it.
Remember to help control the pet population. Please have your pets spayed or neutered.
MC, hurry.
I got both of
20
them.
seconds.
I'll take care of Ian and Son of a Flower because they're like saying no. Like I got you both. No worries. Seriously, it'll take me like another day of printing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you'll be good. Don't worry.
Spread the
Both of
love.
you guys are good.
You guys are both awesome. Everybody's awesome, but you guys do a lot for the community, so paying it forward.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thanks everybody for being part of the show. Thank you for going through therapy with us, chatting about all the stuff that you guys think about as well. Remember, they're just toys. Have fun. Thank you guys. You guys rock. And thank you too. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Paige.